Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome once again to another live stream. As the more perceptive amongst you will notice, in the virtual studio is my dear friend Stephanie Mitchell-Hughes, and this is a series of podcasts starting over a year ago called Resilience 2.0, and originally was there to chart, I would say, Stephanie's own metamorphosis, coming through what she refers to as hard places, learning lessons, and coming out the other side. But now we're more, how should I say it, commenting on the ready and very available changing news that appears to be coming. And after recently, a notable black congresswoman was offered outside for a fight, which it's just what? And various other things, name calling in the chamber, and as I've just been introduced to a young lady by the name of Luvvie Ajay, a Nigerian American, who basically I think has spoken for all American women and saying, you're all not going to stress us out, because black women throughout America apparently are saying we are done. So Stephanie, translate that for my poor beleaguered ears. When
so
America says we are done, what does it mean?
And so there's been like a lot of conversation about, especially post-election, when unfortunately Kamala Harris was not elected to be the president. And Gareth, my rule, I don't really discuss politics on air.
But I'm going to say madness, and I'll leave it there. But okay. Yes, so we are where we are.
Right. And so after that, Black women really started to say, look, we are exhausted and tired of essentially being the moral compass of this country, especially during critical times, inflection points, etc., that we're just done. We are done. And Luvvie Ajay is absolutely brilliant. She calls herself a professional troublemaker. And I really have appreciated her voice. And so last year, I want to say maybe it might have been around the election in 2023, where she put out these cards, these online. And one of the cards said, y'all not gonna stress us out, Black women everywhere. And I just think that for me, that encapsulates where I am right now. I can't speak for all Black women because we're not a monolith. And contrary to popular belief, we have a whole lot in common, particularly when it comes to our community and our children and ideas and history and culture and all of those things. But, we also have different opinions. So for me, when I say that I am done, I mean, I am stepping off of the merry-go-round. I am leaving my seat at the circus, and I'm going to go to a space where I can regroup, rejuvenate, feed myself spiritually, feed myself through good food, feed myself, go back to those spaces that are have always been a source of protection and inspiration for me.
Right.
And that I just hunker down in my own cocoon, if you will, and prepare to go back out. I don't see myself as ever walking away and just saying, look, you know what, you guys can have it.
It just seems that there's a red line that has been approached. And the people in general have been dancing on the red line for ages, and now they've put their toes over the other side.
Well, and I think that that's true too, because over the last several weeks have just been a lot, especially for Black women. Because yes, there's politics. Yes, there's going to be an inauguration, and people, Black women, there are lots of conversations that I have listened to, read in different chat groups and that kind of thing, like When with Black Women, where women are talking about not watching the inauguration, talking about what it is that they are going to do to, again, protect their peace, rejuvenate, rest, take care of ourselves. Essentially, instead of always allowing the needs of this country, the needs of our culture, the needs of everyone else, putting those things first, sacrificing our physical bodies, sacrificing our mental health, sacrificing our peace of mind. Instead of doing that, we are going to take a step back and we are going to take care of ourselves. And at the appointed time, whatever that time is, if you want to re-enter, come back out, that is what we will do. So, just for example, just over the last few weeks, we've had reports of a neonatal nurse in Virginia breaking the limbs of Black prematurely born babies.
I nearly spat out my teeth when I heard this.
And then you've got the issue and the ongoing tragic saga of a 13-year-old girl named Naziah Wright, and the levels of,
it's tragic,
just abuse, dysfunction, and how systems that are in place to protect children have failed her.
Absolutely failed her.
And the other part of that comes with it are other stories of young girls, little girls, children like a Naziah Wright, and younger than 13, who have either been killed, molested, all of those things, and set aside. And right now, there is, and I don't know what the status of this is, but I read about this last night, of a 4-year-old little girl. Her mother ran into the house to get something. She was still in her car seat. When her mother came back out, her car was gone and her daughter was gone. They found her car, they found her car seat, but her daughter was nowhere to be found. I don't know what the status of that is, but it's been this. So we are looking at the needs of our own communities, and we are lending our voices, our collective voices, to that, to try to protect, try to take care of the people within our own community. And we won't even mention the types of assaults, verbal assaults, that are taking place on high-profile Black women. Michelle Obama has indicated that she's not going to go to the inauguration. You would think that she had stabbed somebody and spit in their food. It's her choice as to whether or not she wants to go to the inauguration. She's not required to go. And it's also her and her husband's and her family's business. She is a private citizen.
Yes,
and she
no longer has any owes any debt to anyone. And if she doesn't want to be there, she shouldn't be there. And
she has. And the thing is that with Black women, yes, we can be complicated. Yes, we can be difficult. But within all of that is the layers of just the depth of who we are. And for us, we want to deal, and I'm just going to speak for myself and not everybody else. I want to have authentic and transparent conversations, interactions, work, all of those things. That is what the work has to be. And I am not willing to sit up and play, and this has become my new phrase. I am no longer willing to play reindeer games. I am not Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I don't play reindeer games. I am done with the foolishness and the nonsense. We're going to be about the business of making whatever contributions we want to make to this country, can make whatever contributions and work that we want to do within our own communities, and also to take care of each other. And we have the very unique ways, just based upon I think it's in our DNA to hold safe space for other Black women. We also create safe spaces, circles, if you will, for Black women to inhabit. That is what we have always done. That is the way that we have survived. And it's not somebody, I don't see or have never heard of anyone sitting back and plotting some kind of, I don't know, terrorist type event or some kind of uprising. But I think for me, it is just simply about taking a breath, sitting down, getting quiet, rejuvenating myself.
Yeah.
Doing those things that I need to do to rest. We do have the right to sit down and rest. We don't have to constantly just pour everything out of ourselves. So when I say as a Black woman, I am done, what I'm saying is I am stepping off of the merry-go-round for a while, however long that while is, and I am resting and I am getting quiet and tapping into myself and regroup so that I can interact authentically and honestly with people in the work that I do. I want to authentically and transparently do that work.
Right.
So that's where we are. And all I can say, Gareth, is, buckle up, because
it's such a time of change in the
right.
States.
And we, you know what? And we haven't even touched on the fires in LA. There are historically Black portions of Los Angeles that have been destroyed. And because in this country, Black people have not always had the ability to pass along generational wealth, we have to start over from scratch at the beginning of every generation. And so we have people who have been burned out of their communities, and there is a tremendous toll. And so if I'm going to use my energy, I'm going to use my energy in service of that.
Right.
Or that's where I am. If I've got to come off of the bench for a while, I'm coming in to do my service for those types of things.
I guess we are at this very weird situation. We've got a whole series of events, some more terrible than others. At the far end, the loss of life, the fires, the uncontrollability, the lack of water pressure, the misunderstanding by Trump and everyone else of what that means. Some people suggesting that did you see the video where Elon Musk is trying to somehow link that perhaps trans and people are overusing the water, and that's why there's not enough water pressure. Yeah. And he slammed down, pointing out that no block was ever designed so that all the houses are on fire at the same time. Of course.
Well, and that and the fact that he had a conversation, I think, with firefighters, and he was trying to get them to say that, there are reasons of failing in the government for the lack of water. And the fire person, the fire marshal or whomever for Los Angeles said, aside from saying what you just said, he said there are not enough, like you would need an astronomical number of fire hydrants and amounts of water to put all of that fire out.
It's almost impossible.
I mean, you need massive numbers of fire personnel, trucks, and a water supply. I mean, that's oceans and oceans deep and wide to put that out. And the thing is that it's not, they're in the period of the Santa Ana winds. And, things have calmed down somewhat, but they're supposed to and expected to begin again next week. So, we don't have time for politicking and getting on stages and beating your chest. People have died. People have lost their homes. They've lost everything. They've lost their schools. They've lost all of their memories. And fire isn't a respecter of persons. They don't just burn down the houses of people who voted for one person or another, or in one party or another. No, this has happened. And in America, historically, we don't overcome anything unless we all pull together.
Right.
We have to work together and make, a sacrifice and what have you. We need each other in order to overcome. It's not an us versus them, whoever them is. There are firefighters who are from prison who came out to fight fires because they wanted to make a contribution. They're putting themselves in harm's way, for some of them for less than $5 an hour.
Wow.
People have to stop with this. It's us versus them.
No,
that's not, I don't participate in that fight.
It's all of us versus everything. All of us.
It's all of us or none of us.
Right. And I think that's a perfect place to draw this to a close. Right. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for being here today.
Thanks, Gareth.
Stephanie and I talked all the way through last year. We took a break over Christmas. This is our first one back. Thank you, guys. I saw a whole bunch of people on TikTok jump on to watch us. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I would say while your platform still exists, I'm pleased that you took the time out to tune in. And once again, next week we'll be carrying on with our discussions. But Stephanie, always a pleasure. And to all of you out there, we are in troubled times, and I beseech you, try and keep your feet on the ground, but keep trying to reach for the stars, even if you are Elon Musk and your starship decides to blow up as it exits the atmosphere. But you keep trying to reach the stars and try and look after that mental health. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.